The B na military already on ground, the military this way they control ground zero. AJ the army of the people. When I see them, na military already. We fight war with bow. We fight war with AK-47, G3, M16 chain cutters. Na see them. Nigeria by action. Na see they are part of the battalion in this. Na see them. No be easy. Yes, today the 8th January. So they'll look at so, and they'll believe them. The army this where they control ground zero. Now the army this on ground zero. Now this here, no be mob. It is so under the Supreme General of the ADF. A general by action, no be general by mob. I see battalion, a battalion this. Wow. And Bazabu, I pray for the beginning there. And I pray for the Supreme General of the ADF. Now the battalion there, they bring independence of this country. Now in this, when I see them. Well equipped. This is the army of the people. The army there to control ground zero. And Bazabu na see. It'll be easy on ground. The military this way they control ground zero. AJ the army of the people. When I see them, the military already. We fight war with bow. We fight war with AK-47, G3, M16 chain cutters. Na see them. Nigeria by action. Na see they are part of the battalion in this. Na see them. No be easy. Yes, today the 8th January. So they'll look at so, and they'll believe them. The army this where they control ground zero. Now the army this on ground zero. Now see how. No be mob. It is so under the Supreme General of the ADF. A general by action, no be general by mob. I see battalion, a battalion this. Wow. And Bazabu I pray for the beginning there. And I pray for the Supreme General of the AGM that the battalion there they bring independence of this country. Not in this. When I see them, well equipped. This is the army of the people. The army there to control ground zero. And Bazabu I see them. It'll be easy, but I go get power. No be by power, but by the grace of God. Official.
Yeah.
That the biggest of all number that be this.
Thank the egg of CADF. For your handwork. If you want to see ADF and Ego C, if you want to look and find on a handwork than this, we thank God. Escape!
I hear you!
Escape!
I hear you!
Who's your for commandant? Correct. Aya! Aya!
We live in very strange times. We live in very strange times. We are living at a period where the Cameroon colonial system has created an environment and a culture where good people are killed. Intelligent people are sent to jail. Those that are constructive in developing a culture, a community, a nation, are sent on exile. We're living at a time where thieves, the corrupt ones, enablers, embezzlers, those that are destroying institutions, emptying the coffers of states, and stealing funds for projects that are supposed to change communities and transform lives. Those are the ones that are being celebrated, are being worshipped, and are being looked up to as examples. How can a community, a nation, a society thrives when this is the new normal? This is what Cameroon occupation has done to the Amazonian people. This is what Mr. Biya and Cameroon colonialism in Amazonia has turned the most progressive, educated, transformative, the most constructive and rapid developing society. They have turned it into a land full of blood, into a land of genocide, a land of rape, a land of hunger and starvation, a land of destruction. The best are all in jail or they have been killed. Thieves, gangsters like Atanga and Paul are honored, rewarded, and celebrated. Brilliant, visionary leaders, agent of change like Mancho BBC, Penn Terence, Tassan Wilfred are in jail. The new offensive strategy powered by the Ambazonia Governing Council has sent Cameroon into a panic-stricken state at all levels of its society. After being in Europe for more than 5 weeks, Paul Biya has hastily returned to Cameroon in fear. There is extreme panic all across Cameroon. The various levels of their occupational and colonial government are living in a state of worry because of the changes in the dynamics of the conflict, because of the tough stance that the Amazonian people have taken to protect their dignity, the lives, and the safety of our people, has sent Mr. Biya rushing back to Cameroon. Has made the Frundi's family to be calling and begging fellow Amazonians. Tomorrow, it's a lockdown in Mezam. The state of Mezam will be under total lockdown. The state of Mezam will be under total lockdown. And the lockdown will be enforced rigorously by our defense forces. All ADF forces across the state of Mezam, all Ambazonian forces across the state of Mezam have been activated. All roads, all highways, all streets will be blocked. Stay off the roads and the streets of Ambazonia. Stay off Commercial Avenue. Our forces have been activated. They will be all over, monitoring, enforcing Ambazonian authority and control. The Cameroon colonial government has used John Fru Ndi, who was supposed to be an agent of positive change. They used him to become an agent of destruction in exchange for power, money, elitism, and fame, at the detriment, at the cost of the people. Over the years, the SDF political party has become part of the CPDM fascist party, where Paul Biya is the one who appoints SDF members to become senators and parliamentarians. Whether they win election, they lose, they participate, or they don't participate, it's not based on the rules of the game, but based on the dictates of Mr. Paul Biya. Every single election, from reports we have received, John Fru Ndi receives 500 million CFA. John Fru Ndi was used as the greatest obstacle against the aspirations of the Ambazonian people, the hopes, the dreams of the Ambazonian people. As we have all seen, heard, when a request was made to John Fru Ndi that the fastest way to end Cameroon occupation in Ambazonia was for Mr. John Fru Ndi to withdraw all SDF senators and parliamentarians from the colonial Senate and Parliament, and the occupation will immediately come to an end. John Fru Ndi refused. John Fru Ndi was advised that they will be responsible to set up a new parliament in Boya. Mr. John Fru Ndi refused. John Fru Ndi became the #1 collaborator and enabler of Cameroon occupation in Ambazonia, giving Mr. Biya the legitimacy, the false legitimacy Cameroon thinks it had. When John Fru Ndi was alive, he was an instrument for the destruction of Ambazonia. After his death, Mr. Biya and the Cameroon colonial state, they still want to use John Fru Ndi's death as part of their claim of legitimacy, as part of their propaganda that they still have some form of control in Ambazonia. Any event that is to be used against the sovereignty of Ambazonia, against the freedom of our people, any event that is to be used to advance Cameroon occupation in Ambazonia, we will resist it, and we will deploy all means humanly possible to disrupt it in order to safeguard the dignity, the sovereignty, and the authority of the Ambazonian people. We've received reports that the Fru Ndi's family have been calling and begging for the Ambazonia Governing Council, for the Ambazonia Defense Forces to grant Mr. Fru Ndi and his family a safe passage and to create an environment in which a burial can take place in peace. We understand the kind of attitude Cameroon has created within the occupied territory of Ambazonia, where our people become so lenient even when it doesn't favor them. Our people show compassion at the expense of their own freedom, of their own dignity. Our people have been trained programmed, conditioned to be compassionate to traitors, to be compassionate to even those that kill them. It must come to an end. Going forward, John Fru Ndi's death and the drama surrounding his burial should send a new warning and maybe some life lessons to families of traitors, to families of enablers. If you fight Ambazonia while you are alive, you will not be buried in Ambazonia. If you allow yourselves to be used by Cameroon to fight against the aspiration of our people, to promote the genocidal policies of Cameroon occupation and colonialism on our people, do that while you are alive. When you die, your family will carry the shame, will bear the shame and the disgrace of your crimes against the Ambazonian people. This should go particularly to all CPDM, to members of the CPDM fascist party. Your participation on Cameroon's genocide on the Ambazonian people has a price. There is a price. There are consequences. There are repercussions on anyone who allow themselves to be used for greed, for your personal fame, for the accumulation of wealth, to buy class, for your social elitism, through corrupt processes, so that you become an agent for the destruction of Ambazonia. All members of CPDM party resign from the CPDM party. If you're in the colonial parliament, resign. If you're in the colonial senate, resign. Your continuous participation in the fascist CPDM regime has earned you a badge of disgrace as a traitor and enabler of genocide and occupation. The colonial state can use all means, including its special forces, to bury John Fru Ndi. They will leave. They will return to Yaoundé. Even if that happens, as the Supreme Commander of ADF of Ambazonia Defense Forces said yesterday, 99 days for thief man, 1 day for the owner. Ambazonia will have a day where the body of John Fru Ndi will be exhumed and be tried. The Ambazonia Governing Council wants to build an upright society based on meritocracy. A society where the average Ambazonian has hope. A society where the average citizen should live with dignity. Not a society where traitors, embezzlers, corrupt officials are superstars. The new Ambazonia will be based on hard work, will be based on innovation, will be based on one's contribution to society, will be based on merit. It won't be based on nepotism. This is a message to all traitors and other enablers. You walk with Cameroon at your own risk. You pay the price even when you die. Wouldn't it be Fru Ndi would have earned the honor where his family would bury him in peace and send him final words of farewell and love? Isn't it such a shame and a sad situation that because of money, even his own dead body has to go through this? At what cost? Why would you betray yourself, betray even your own soul for blood money? Look at the price. The end of someone's life should be a celebration, not a shameful event. There are two characters in the big book called the Bible. There are what we call examples, and there are also what we call warnings. John Fru Ndi, just like other evildoers, traitors, are the warnings of life. Let this be a solemn message to everyone. Mr. Biya has not been able to fight Ambazonia. The Cameroon military has not been able to fight Ambazonia. Is it you? Is it you that one day you will die like me, John Fru Ndi, that you want to fight Ambazonia? Abandon your bad ways. Abandon your corrupt, destructive ways. There is no space for such corrupt value systems in the new Ambazonia. Ambazonia is now in charge. We are in charge. We will set up an upright society, a noble society, a society based on virtues, not vices. A society based on constructive values, upright citizens, not destroyers. Let Fru Ndi's death be a warning to all. Stay off the streets of Ambazonia. Fellow Ambazonians, one new strategy, it don't shaking Mr. Paul Biya from since 5 weeks. We come for Europe for the Paris summit. He never go back. He don't hide. One new strategy we don't launch am, with the Ambazonia Governing Council don't launch am. He don't force even Paul Biya make it run, come back for Cameroon. Because they don't tell you, say, we no day. That people that is shaking place. The colonial chiefs, the colonial funds, the colonial elites, they say they not be safe anymore. You know, they say they not be safe. Paul Biya don't get a report. Say he own colonial chiefs and funds. They come up for the streets of Ambazonia for protest against ye Paul Biya own war we declare. Jam they all side. So you don't make them. One strategy don't force Paul Biya, make it run, come back for inside the Republic. You never see nothing. Now just the beginning this. The Cameroun colonial state, he used John Fru Ndi, when Fru Ndi be there alive, for fight against the freedom of Amazonia, for Fru Ndi own personal money. Fru Ndi take all the opportunities we be getting for create change where an ordinary person if for fit for benefit and live for a better society. Fru Ndi take that power where the Amazonia people give. He exchange them, give poor Bia the power, make poor Bia begin to give money. At the end of Fru Ndi's own life, after 30 years, the SDF political party, it become dust. It will start to live at the mercy of poor Bia. Now poor Bia they decide if SDF candidate they will become parliamentarian or senators. Now poor Bia go appoint them. Now poor Bia go decide whether they run for elections or not. It not be based on the rules of the game. It be based on the dictates of the dictator. Fru Ndi now start to live at the mercy of poor Bia. The multi-partism where they talk say introduce them. After 30 years, the multi-partism not only for help poor Bia for stay for power. Not only for help poor Bia for stay for power. Every election, they give John Fru Ndi 500 million. As since this war start, when I don't hear how you don't kosh Amazonia, kosh fighters, kosh what people them, talk all kind of things. So they don't always use it as the number one traitor against Amazonia. Now we don't die. The Cameroun colonial state, it is still try for one use John Fru Ndi own dead body. They use you when you're there alive. You don't die. They still try for use John Fru Ndi a dead body. For still show say Cameroon get some control from Amazonia. For show say the Cameroon military, the Cameroon colonial state, they still get some form of authority from Amazonia. Amazonia say no, it not go happen. You know, we use you when you're there alive against Amazonia. And then when you still die, they want to use you against the aspirations of the Amazonian people. Against the sovereignty of Amazonia. Wait till we no want them. We no want make that the occupation state use Fru Ndi die against the aspirations of our people. Secondly, poor Bia don't create through the colonial and occupation system. It don't create a culture where a person will be intelligent, Pekin will be smart, Pekin will get sense, Pekin will be hardworking. A boy, a girl will be hardworking, will be morally upright. They go, because you get that sense, you will be a threat to the colonial state. They will take you, they kill you, or they put you for jail. They create a culture where not only rich people them, not only bad people them, not only the one that they destroy, not only thief people them, not then they feel be big man, not then they feel be important, not then they feel get money. So now they create a culture where now evil doers, they don't become celebrities. The more evil you commit them on the people, the more you kill the people, the more you destroy the people, the more they will reward you. And the system there probably don't create them. That's why a thief man, a gangster, the biggest one of Cameroon, notorious criminal, in the name of Fatanga Jipo, they take it, they put it as state minister. It's the biggest, worst criminal on the face of the earth. Man wait for knife, if they take knife, cut people their head, cut their hand them as a gang leader. Now in that, they don't take it and make it a state minister. What do you think say will become of that state? If not the kind people than this, where they lead the state? Because the kind people where the state, if they put them for front, it will become a reflection of the state. Whether that state it go up or it sink. Whether it make progress or it descend into darkness. They take the good people them. The one the way they get sense. The one the way God don't put them. But they can change society and make life better for all man. They put them for prison. The Mancho BBC. The Penterens. The Justice Ayapor. If they not put you for prison, they kill you. If they not succeed for kill you, they send you into exile. The Ambazonia Governing Council, it talks it must come to an end. The culture we want to build like culture based on meritocracy. It could be based on your hard work. It could be based on the good things that you do for society, the good things that you do for the country. It could be based on your intelligence. Reward for a new society that could be based on contribution and impact. And the new society that. While resistance and policy against the burial of John Fru Ndi, now for set an example for all the families of traitors and collaborators. If you dare alive, you fight against Ambazonia. If you dare alive, you stand against Ambazonia. Even your dead body no go get a place for Ambazonia. Your family go carry the shame when you die. If you stand as a traitor and enabler of Cameroon colonialism and occupation of Ambazonia, you stand for Cameroon, their genocide and terrorism on the Ambazonian people them. When you die alive, make you know say when you die, now for your own day they will bury you. You don't get no place for Ambazonia. Even if they use force, they can't bury you for a land. As the Supreme Commander talked, 99 days for the thief, 1 day for the owner. That military will go back. Ambazonia will dig your grave, take your bone them, put you for Ambazonia court, and try you and put you to shame. So that even your soul, it will carry that shame to eternity. Now I'm warning this and I message this for other families of all the people there where they allow themselves to be used by Cameroon for fight Ambazonia. You fight Ambazonia when they're alive, even in your dead body, your family will carry the shame and the disgrace of your betrayal of a people. It must come to an end. The Ambazonia Governing Council, it wants to straighten our society and create a society of social uprightness. A society filled with good men and good women. A society filled with people that get the love for defend the dignity and the protection of our people. A society where people would live on principles and human values of virtues. Like two types of character. If you read the entire book, Bible, cover to cover, and I don't read them 5 times. I don't read the Bible cover to cover 5 times for my life. Now 2 types of people are there for Bible. 2 types for the entire book. 2 types of people are not there for preach religious gospel. And they teach the philosophy of life and leadership. Now 2 types of characters are there for the whole book. The one way they call them say examples. And the one way they call them say warnings. If you follow the characters of the examples, with Jesus be tried for teacher, the principles with Jesus be tried for teacher, you go always see say those people, they be very special. And they create miracles, they create transformation, they overcome all sort of odds. The examples, the warnings Now the Judas Iscariots, the traitors, that then be the warnings. And when they always see place where their life the end. Need John Fru Ndi life make it be a warning for other people. Need John Fru Ndi death make it be a warning for other traitors. You fight against Amazonia, even for your dead body, you go pay a price. We must change our society and clean our society from the evils with Cameroon occupation and poor beer, they don't plant of our land. The purpose of this liberation struggle now for cleanse our land, now a cleansing process, now a purification process for rid ourselves of the destructive tendencies of occupation, so that murderers, criminals, embezzlers, thieves, and traitors know for anyone, they know will become celebrities to our country. The celebrities to our country are the Justice Paul, now the soldiers them, where they get so much love and compassion and bravery and courage, where they stand when no man will be fit for stand for way. Now the woman and man picking them, where they defeat what people them under difficult circumstances. Go inside bush, go find place where mommy the day, try for give mommy the job. Give woman the way they don't born for inside bush, give them close for picking the way they born them inside forest. That the young men and women who they try for build community schools and educate while picking them in the most difficult of circumstances. Now the Cho Lucas Ayaba, who they stand for give up their own lives and stand on principle of truth for give the people a better future. And the General Ivan Ba, General Capo, Pa Karwan, the Supreme Commander, General Big Number, the Grandpa of Momo, General Sumangoro, and the Rambo. Now all the generals and commanders who they don't stand for give this generation the voice. Now the Lucas Asu, now the Cecilia Mabo, now the Mami Wallace, now the Comrade Horace, now the Baby Brown, now the Mami Toride, now the countless Amazonian mothers and grandmothers, we on a daily basis, they take their pension, like Big Mommy for England, Big Mommy for Holland, Big Mommy for America, Big Mommy for South Africa, and the Big Mommy for Bamenda, Grandma for Bamenda. Now, when Mommy them, where they sell cassava, sell tomatoes, for make sure say they are picking the common road. Now, want to be the hero for this generation, the heroes and the heroines for this generation. The land are on our own. The Amazonia Governing Council, it won't give we the Amazonia people them the future where they don't deny we. That the message is, we'll get them. Now we the control Amazonia. Now traitors, they come back the nationalists. Alright? What did they call you before? Need John Fru Ndi will come for television, laugh Amazonia. Say, I beg, what's how they go? Today, now a dead body and a family, they come back Amazonia. Shake day for them. Shake day for Cameroon. Shake day for the chiefs and the funds. We not tell them, we not abandon la République and repent. That the only way that we not go be accepted back into the Amazonian society. We not abandon Cameroon. repent and apologize to the Ambazonian people then. Because Ambazonia don't rise. Sun dey shine. The people don't take over. And the people now, the Ambazonian people now, they get control and authority. Ambazonia don't come. Cameroon, it's time for Ambazonia, it don't come to an end. And as the leader don't promise him, every member of the CPDM fascist party is being a direct target of this war going forward. Our message is, una repent, una resign, and una publicly apologize. If not, una be blacklisted. Tomorrow, na ghost town for the state of Mezam. Any man will show a head for outside, that you go carry him. We already tell you, stay off the streets of Mezam. All man, stay for house. Una good night.